What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. In this video, we're going to explain what happened to the stock market today and some great setups for tomorrow. But just looking at, just across the board, it was a pretty bad day. A lot of stocks sold off big time. The market was down 1%, but the QQQ and tech stocks specifically really took a beating. The QQQ was down 2.5%. Tesla was down 5%, and it was a pretty rough day. So overall, we have a lot of great info for today's video. Make sure to stick around to the end and let us know what stocks you are watching in the comments down below. But Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah, like we knew yesterday, Powell was going to be the highlight of this week, and it seemed like it actually was helping the markets yesterday. You know, the SPY ended up closing up very strongly, and then even this morning in pre-market, the SPY actually made new all-time highs, believe it or not, and then we pulled back very drastically, though, today at market open. Like you said, Mike, a lot of these tech stocks are the main reason for this pullback. We're seeing huge moves to the downside out of some of the most larger or some of the biggest stocks in the market. Of course, Apple has that high evaluation, and look at them falling down 3.93%, even breaking below the low of yesterday. So they gave back all of those gains and then some. And then, like you said, we had Tesla down 5%. We even saw the growth stocks with DraftKings falling down very rapidly. They were down quite a bit. Even Enphase was another one that was down 6.4%. Lots of stocks are moving down, but there is some good light at the end of the tunnel, I should say here. Some bank stocks did pretty well. We actually have Bank of America up 2.4%. We have JP Morgan moving up, and the banks are doing well. And also we saw Roku have a pretty explosive move up. So while most stocks are down, there is some stocks that are moving up, but it was a pretty rough day following. I will say it was pretty crazy to see it down after how Powell kind of brought some optimism into the market yesterday.
All I'm going to say is, it's a bad day when Apple's down 4%. Like that speaks for itself. And a lot of people are probably wondering why, why is this happening? And it's not like there's one major catalyst or anything like that. But to me, it's just a mixture of profit taking and then, more importantly, a rotation. Tom highlighted that, we have a lot of tech stocks down, but, some of these bank stocks are rising up. So they're definitely seeing some money flow into them. And I would say even more important than anything else, Tom, check out these value stocks like Coca-Cola or Procter & Gamble or something like that. They've been exploding for the past 2 to 3 weeks. And, when you look at Coca-Cola, when it goes from 52 to just under 59 in 12 trading days, that is huge for a company like Coca-Cola. So it just looks like we're seeing a rotation in the market, slightly out of tech and into other areas like the financial sector, and then just like the value stock, I guess you could say, group.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool to see that these stocks like KO are going up. I know like Caterpillar's thrown into there. They had a very nice day as well. And even we saw stocks like Kraft Heinz do pretty good. Even CLX, which is Clorox, had an amazing week as well. It's awesome to see these value stocks going up. Like you said, there's a huge transition going on. And I feel like that, honestly, like Clorox here and Kraft Heinz, KHC, are going to be some of the couple of the best stocks in the market over the next couple of years as these prices start to go up. We're seeing the prices of everything in the stores start to rise, from, anything from like shaving stuff to meats to, anything you cook with. And these companies sell a lot of that stuff, especially PG, KHC, different companies like that. And we can see how explosive like Procter & Gamble is. I know you mentioned them, and man, they've been a powerhouse over the past 6 months. And it's just amazing to see some of these stocks up. But, I don't want to harp on the stocks that are up too much because, man, most stocks were down today. And I will say the market took a pretty big hit following yesterday. Looking at the SPY, Mike, it looks like we're actually triple topping almost around 473 to 474. So it's going to be pretty volatile, I think, to end the week, and then especially at the beginning of next week.
No doubt. So I would say with everything going on in the market right now, even though stocks are falling, that does not mean that there's no opportunity. There's actually a good amount of opportunity. You can play some of these tech stocks to the downside for the short term, or if you're looking to play stocks to the upside, there are a lot of value stocks to play, like Coca-Cola, maybe these precious metals like gold and silver. They're having a pretty good day too. So like there are opportunities. If you're looking for downside plays, maybe look at the tech sector. But if you're looking for plays to the upside, and we're just talking about the short term, check out value stocks and maybe even these precious metals.
Yeah, definitely. Those value stocks are on fire. And like you said, those metals are also going to be pretty good. They had a very explosive day today. Ever since Powell talked, the metals have went straight up. And, the metals actually continued while the market fell back off. So I think that shows a lot of strength. We can see GLD actually close pretty strongly today. And I just can't wait to see how GLD moves. Like whenever we look at GLD on a max daily chart, it's been consolidating around this 160 support for a very, very long time. And you would think that with inflation going up, gold and silver should gain some valuation.
Exactly. And it's just like one of those like assets that it really holds its value over time. Gold and silver, they're not going to run up, 1,000% like Tesla will over the course of a couple years, but they hold their value well. And sometimes it could be a good opportunity when the market's looking a little bit shaky. So definitely keep your eyes on gold and silver. You could look at GLD or SLV for some stock ETFs. But Tom, do we have any other major news for today?
There was some pretty big news, but I will say the market seemed to care more about what Powell said yesterday. But apparently, Biden signed the debt ceiling increase today, preventing the first ever US default. And apparently, it's going to lift the government's borrowing limit by $2.5 trillion, which is expected to allow the US to cover their obligations heading all the way into 2023, which is pretty good. They're covering it for about a year, but they're actually pretty angry because in 2023, the Democrats are pretty much saying the Republicans are going to have the chance to use this politically and a bunch of different stuff like that, because obviously we just keep increasing these spending limits. And, there's almost like that they don't even matter. Why even have a spending limit if you're just going to keep raising it every single time you, max it out? So I just don't know what to think about it. But in the end, it was good to see that he signed that, but it didn't really help the markets at all.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. With the first one, we have Microsoft to the downside.
Yeah, they actually just broke below that pretty key support around 324. Go ahead and make them break below 323 even, which was the low of day.
With the next one, we have Qualcomm to the downside.
Yeah, go ahead and make them fall below 176.
All right, and with the last one, we have Zoom to the upside. This one's been lingering around support lately. So what levels do you have for us?
Yeah, like you said, it's been right around support. Big one right there around 175. I'll say if they can break out tomorrow up above 184, I think that'll be a pretty key level to watch. If they break that, then watch for 186, which is next. And I think if they break 186, we might see a pretty explosive move at that point.
There we go. So we are watching Microsoft and Qualcomm for potential day trades to the downside tomorrow, only if they break below the levels Tom listed. And we are watching Zoom for a potential day trade to the upside tomorrow, only if it breaks above the level Tom listed. But with that being said, I want to shout out our member of the day really quickly, and that is C-Dog. Huge shout out, C-Dog. Thanks for being a great member of the community. You're very active, and we definitely appreciate having you in the chat. Huge shout out to you, and let's get right into these comments from the previous video. With the first comment, we have Chris mentioning CHPT. So CHPT had a ton of hype over like the past year or so, but it's kind of slowing down a little bit. It's at a pretty big support level right around like, I guess you could say like $19 to like $17.50. So I would say we're at a big level now, and hopefully it bounces up soon.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that this one ends up bouncing. And I feel like that if they start bouncing, we'll start to see a bunch of other stocks like BLNK or Blink Charging start to go up. And then obviously some of these EVs like NIO, Lucid, and, I feel like that the growth stocks will all start to go up at around the same time when they do. So I really hope to see them start to go up. And I think that they're in a great sector, at least ChargePoint is.
All right, and then we have JW saying Lucid has a bear flag forming, doesn't it? So, Tom, I know we talked about this one a little bit before the video. What are you thinking with this one?
Yeah, I can actually see a bit of a bear flag forming. I think that on the daily chart, we're seeing a bit of more of a dead cat bounce than I feel like on the intraday charts, like the 90-day 5-minute. I feel like the 5-minute candles are setting up more of just like that play to the downside. So I would say I definitely see that flag as well. And if we do end up breaking down below, like let's just say tomorrow, below like 39.50, which was right around that low of day today, I think that'll be breaking below that bottom trend line. And if we see that break, I think Lucid might end up having a pretty good move to the downside, especially with the way we saw tech move today. But if we see him break out above $42, then I think we might see a pretty good move up. And honestly, it looks like it's almost at the end of the flag. So I kind of see it, but always keep in mind that sometimes these technicals get pretty crazy, especially early in the morning.
There we go. But the next comment, we have Sun mentioning NOK, and then they said happy holidays and thanks for the daily video. Well, thanks so much for that comment. But Tom, NOK's been slowly lingering up there. Like it's just been like inching higher week by week, and we're actually above that $6 resistance.
Yeah, we are. I mean, this makes me really think of Icy Pro from the Discord chat. If anybody remembers the good legend of Icy Pro, let us know in the comments down below. That guy was a legend with Nokia. So definitely, I've been eyeing it up for a while, Mike. And you're right; it's right around the $6 resistance. Looks like it's breaking. And I'll tell you what, on the daily, at least over the past like 6 months, it might start to break that resistance there, right around like 625 to 630.
There we go. So Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything for tomorrow?
Man, I'm really eyeing up a few stocks to the upside. Like we talked about earlier, I like Roku. They had a pretty good bounce to the upside today. I really like KHC and CLX. I think that for the longer term, these two stocks are going to be awesome. I know Hunter really likes CLX. He's the one who kind of turned me on to this one. But man, the value stocks are doing great. We have KO going to the upside, so there can be some nice upwards some nice upwards plays with those. But I will say be very cautious right now. The market is in a tough spot, so definitely watch for those plays to the downside. I'm definitely going to watch those precious metals.
There we go. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked the video, definitely consider subscribing. We post brand new videos every single day. And if you guys trade options, definitely check out the first link in the description and the comments down below for daily plays. Other than that, thanks for watching.